So you saying you spent 2 hours a day helping people become not real?
Yeah. So like for example, our buddy Dwayne that owns that really nice watch store.
Yeah.
It's just always the same problem, right? It's like nobody has the time or energy or wants to create social content. But in today's time that we live in, you can literally create an AI double of yourself
Right.
and scale your content. You can literally come out with 1 to 5 or 10, a unlimited number of videos that you can create today, all through an AI.
But it's not him.
No, no, it's not. I mean, we shot like the actual model of him, 3 shots, so we can do 3 different types of videos or scenes of videos, and then we feed the AI to generate the scripts, and then the machine creates the videos.
So the software does it all. You just have to create like a template or form like a.
Yeah,
Is it like okay? So I'm looking at
it's an AI agent. That's what we.
so there's this camera that I was looking at on Amazon, right? And it's literally just you just take a picture of yourself from around the and it creates a file of your head, and then you feed that into
No.
a 3D printer, and it'll
Oh, a 3D printer. Yeah,
right.
maybe.
But the idea being that once you have that captured file, that's your head.
Yeah, yeah. I think that is probably going fast out of style, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
just because you can probably, and I've seen things already, where you literally download an app, you take a camera, and someone walks around your head and it automatically scans it. So those machines that you're seeing, even though they may be new to you and very novel, they're probably on their way out.
Yes, and where that's where we can be replaced real fast, right? Because if you can capture an image that fast and then you can replicate it and make the lips move because the software now makes the lips move and it looks real and like even the teeth pop out and stuff and it's like
I'll tell you something. So I've created maybe about 20 or so videos so far,
yeah.
right? And when I first started creating these videos, one of my mission was like, you know what? I am going to use as much AI as possible, right? To go and do this. And within like 6 weeks, cumulatively, like my videos have gotten over 100,000 views. And 90% of the videos that are out there, I never shot.
Oh, it's all stuff that was made virtually.
Yeah, it was just an AI. I fed a script into it. I approved the script. At times I edited the script to kind of be more like me or say what I wanted to say. The machine created it. I did the final editing on it. But the hardest part and the part where everyone always gets stuck at is in the creation of videos like this, right? This
Right.
takes a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of scheduling. And I always tell people as well too, as hard as we think it is 10x a lot more effort for a female to do this, right? And the reasons are they just care a lot more about their looks, right? They got to get their hair done. Oh, I didn't get. There's like 100 excuses, right? That one can go and do. Oh, let me get my hair done first, right? Or I need to get my nails done, right? Or I'm not looking good today. I'm not feeling good today. It's where a guy, right, can literally just jump on and just do it.
Not even brush his teeth and just kind of get on and
There's just a lot more that females think about, and I've been around this for a very long time.
yeah.
From the back end, just seeing how it's very different. Like a female will look at herself maybe 10x the time on a mirror to make sure everything is perfect before they just jump on a camera like what we just did. And what I've been doing pretty much all day today is just jumping onto a camera and just going recording. I don't think I even looked myself in the mirror today.
So yeah, but it's not that like I mean yeah, the details. I always whenever we go shoot film like videos or shoot property pics and stuff, I always take her with me because she catches stuff in the camera and she's walking behind the photographer and she's like, no, and then she'll go move furniture around. She'll go take things off the counter. Like me, I'm just like shoot it and get it out, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Well, I always
I've
say
learned too though.
everybody has a different lens.
Yeah.
Everyone has a different lens, brother. You know what I mean?
And but her lens is way more calibrated than mine, man.
That's why you guys make a good team,
Yeah.
right? That's why you guys make a good team. But at the same time, as she probably also is like, I need to create more content as well too.
What she actually like we paid a lot of money for a coaching program
Okay.
that she got out of. Basically, she got out of her own way, right? Because whenever you start doing that, oh, my hair's not perfect. That whatever. All you can go to
Yeah.
3, 4 different beauty places to get different things done. That would dial you in, and you still probably wouldn't be happy with it.
Sure.
But like, she made a ton of videos last year, and dude, now she's really comfortable with video. But it took some time.
And what I'm telling you is that those days are over.
You think all that is for nothing, dude?
No,
things are
no.
becoming obsolete so fast.
Whatever you've done before in the past. I mean, we create hundreds of hours of video a week around avatars, right?
Right.
It is getting every week. It is getting better and better in terms of like the skin is looking like legit. The voice are really syncing up to the lips. My personality is finally coming out into this avatar. Every week we're seeing progression, and it's not just from one company. It's from a large handful of companies that are in this like crazy race that I've never seen before in technology, where it's like, I believe and I see it coming by the end of this year. And when I see, that's the whole thing. It's like some people talk about like, oh, in 2030. No. By Christmas time, the days of you actually wanting to shoot content in front of a camera can be over. It's up to you if you want to shoot in real life and what do you want to do? You want to?
It's optional.
It's going to be
and the
completely
question
optional.
is, can you tell the difference?
Today, you can see a little bit of difference.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, and by the end of this year, you don't need to. And I can tell you that if you even were to create it today, which I have done numerous times, I've had over 100,000 views from my videos just doing this method, right? Is that if you edit the videos on the times that are not syncing on with your lips or whatever it is, it completely just hides it. So you can like mask it. Oh yeah. You totally mask
So
it.
the software
you wouldn't
catches
even
it
know.
and-
Yeah, you wouldn't even know. You'd have to watch the video over and over again just to see like, is that really Eber?
It's just maybe a little bit like, yeah.
It is. Maybe it's not.
But then it catches up.
No, but it also goes to what I've literally said numerous times today, right? Is that for the people that are jumping ahead of it and really creating their AI twin and doing things with it in terms of like creating content and really being out there and so forth, it is extremely cheesy when the person tries to go and do it and they try to hide it like it's really them, right? Like I always position all my clients like, dude, it's your AI.
Yeah.
It's your, like, are you seeing where the world is going right now? Like,
So you're saying people are purposely building an AI so the AI does it for them, and they don't really care if the audience knows that it's not them. But
no,
as long as
you
it's
position it like that.
yeah, that's your image. Look, this is my AI image,
Position it today like this because
and
I'm
it's
telling
doing
you,
all the
Ever,
heavy lifting for me, so I don't have to sit here
in
and do
6
video.
months, no one will be able to tell.
Sick.
So today, yeah, you're doing all this like, oh yeah, that's my AI avatar. I'm forward thinking. I'm ahead. Talk to it. Look at it. I'm creating content. All the value that I'm spitting out that you're watching. Look at all my views and so forth. Now I'm not putting out one a week. I'm putting out one a day, right? And that one a day, you wouldn't even know that it's out there until you open up your own Instagram. Like, oh, I created a video today.
And I got 100,000 views.
Well, I don't know about all that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
But
that's the ideal, right? But
yeah. It actually goes to say, so YouTube had a really big news headline that came out earlier this week. And it was about they are no longer going to be paying creators who are using avatar or using AI to create visuals or audio, and they're going to monetize it. So they're no longer going to monetize those types of videos.
So
right?
they're going to eliminate AI from their platform.
They're going to eliminate the ability for one to monetize off of those videos.
Oh, okay.
So they want you to put in the work, right?
So they want the organic stuff.
They want I wouldn't say organic. It's more authenticity, right?
Right.
So there's authenticity versus synthetic, right?
Right.
But it doesn't matter. It's for 99% of the people that create content on social media, on YouTube, that will never see a penny from Instagram or from whomever. their objective, like yours, is not to, you're not creating this kind of content to get rich off Instagram or off YouTube. You
I
want to
wouldn't be
bring,
mad about it, but like,
it's
yeah,
not
you're
going to
right.
happen.
Yeah.
It ain't going to happen, right?
Well,
Let's just be real. It ain't going to happen. It ain't gonna happen because you
hurt my feelings.
You got a full-time job and it's a real estate job.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
So you're not gonna do that.
My goal with this content is to inform my audience and keep them stay relevant, right? Like that we were talking about that before. Is you want to stay relevant in whatever field you're in, right? You want people to know that you're at the top of your game because you're staying on top of the topics that are affecting the industry, like ours, right? Real estate specifically. It is affecting our business. Like we are using software like what you're talking about because video is the new shit, hold on.
Yeah. Screensaver.
Yeah, it went on, dude. But
you gotta turn that thing off.
I normally do, but that was good though, man. It's still recording.
Yo.
It's just when the mouse fell, I think it did something. Like if I run the what do you call it, the cursor to the bottom left of the screen, it'll shut off. All right, so that's at 11 minutes. All right, cool. All right, so we had some little technical challenges, but what? Okay, so what we were talking about is
Your
basically,
transition.
huh? My transition,
Your transition into an AI robot.
dude. That's
What are you laughing
insane.
about?
I know, but
That's what I do. I help people transition.
that's a whole trans word thing, man. It'll play on transition. But hey, like, okay, so that's maybe a little bit of a hot topic, a buzz, a trigger thing. But look, if you're transitioning yourself out to where you're like, cool, I'm gonna go retire. Why? Because I'm gonna create an agent, right? A virtual agent, and that virtual agent's gonna do all my video. It's gonna do majority of the things that I already know in my head. The question is, and this is the thing that I always figured out, you have like your brain's a toolbox. The question is, what time do you use what tool, right? Like you've been in a scenario and you realize like, oh, I need that tool to fix this, right? Like, and more specifically, like the roof is leaking water. What do I do, right? Regular buyers like needs a whole new roof. It's like, no, for me, it's like, oh, I know. I got to call an inspector out, a roof inspector. I know it's going to cost $200 to $500 to get him out there. He's going to give me a bid. I'm going to submit the bid to the seller. I'm going to discuss it with the buyer. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like that's a process that like you have to mitigate that, right? And you have to manage expectations. You have to balance people's emotions because people will just throw the baby out with the bathwater and be like, I'm done, I'm out. Let's go find another one that doesn't have a leaky roof. And you're like, that's a $1,200 fix, right? Why am I going to cancel that out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like these are all like processes that, and the idea of creating an agent that already knows that, like, and I love the idea of an agent being like individual people that specialize. Like you can have one agent that handles the repairs.
Yeah. Well, that's not how I would go at it.
How do you partition agents like within
that's a good question.
within your crew,
That's a good question. So it's straightforward, and I always tell this, very, very simply, is that the first thing that you want to do when you're even thinking about creating an AI agent is what is the most annoying grunt work thing that you do every single day that you absolutely hate, right? Is it you answering emails? Is it you following up with leads every day that may not go nowhere? Is it answering sellers' questions and buyers' questions? Like whatever it is, the most tedious grunt work thing that does not bring you immediate revenue, that knows that it's a repetitive task, whatever that task is what you need to start thinking how to completely automate it and get it out of your cycle of life.
So I'd say every part of the business is pretty, and I don't want to say easy, but like it's second nature, right? The part that never stops being difficult for most agents, and why I believe most agents struggle in this business, is that they don't reach out and get new business. And the idea of connecting with people and people feeling like, hey, this person's solid, and like I want that person to represent me because they know what they're doing. And you have to be able to articulate, you have to be able to show examples, you have to be able to be relatable. You have all these like these human details, right? That people want to have a conversation. I don't know how soon AI will be able to replace that.
No. That's not
That's
that's not how
the
you think
part
about
that
it.
that's the number one thing that as an agent I think you cannot outsource, but everything else,
Well, yeah. I
100%.
mean, there has to be at some point that human touch, right?
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
not trying to. I mean, will there be an AI agent or agents or a company, a brokerage that is launched full of just AI? Yes, right? Will they be able to transact on a home and do all the very defined processes of buying a home? Because it is a defined process, and that's what AI does really well
right,
when it follows instructions. Because real estate is illegal. There's rules to this game, right? And you have to go through the process step by step, right?
right.
The same way as a lawyer would have
Yeah,
to, right? You can't go outside of the law, right?
dude, I saw something where they asked a bunch of legal questions, and then it was an older model of AI, but it like made shit up,
Hallucinations are a thing,
right?
right? So
Yeah.
that's why there are separate companies and tools that come out with that say we are AI for legal, right? We are AI for real estate. We are AI for blank, right?
So they set the boundary so it doesn't do that.
It's not about setting the boundaries. AI and ChatGPT is only as good as what it knows, right?
Right.
So when you take that technology that is powering that language and how it articulates the words and resources and does all that stuff, and you train it around only legal and law and everything else about whatever it is, real estate law, it could be crime or whatever it is. If it's properly trained on as a lot of data, that technology that runs a ChatGPT, which is called an LLM, a large language model,
Hmm.
connected to data all about a particular topic or subject that has like a PhD in that, along with data, right? Is when you get a perfect answer,
Right.
right? And that's the world that we're going into.
Oh shit. Sorry, the timer.
You should probably turn it on the wall too, right?
Is that that's open and then the sensor?
Yeah, no, but the wall here too, right?
That turned it all turned off.
Mm. I look fucking yoked in this fucking TV, bro. I look yoked in this fucking TV. Yeah. I said I looked yoked.
You look.
I said I look yoked. I don't. This is not what I look like when I see myself.
That's you and you.
True
The TV is just what the TV is, man. You don't look like that because you don't go to the gym.
that.
Yeah, all that basketball, all that
That's
running
terrible.
around, dude. That's what happens.
Yeah, that light on the wall makes a difference.
It does. It brightens it up, huh?
Mhm.
I could change those too to be all kinds of different colors. But
Nice.
okay, so let's see what we were. Do you think we can get back to where we were? Because that was good, dude. All right, so I think what we were talking about was multiple agents, and I'll share an example with you. And I researched over the weekend, dude, so I had something to talk about that was relevant to this stuff that I thought was pretty, like, for me, like jaw dropping. It was the idea of you going and getting an X-ray, right? And then you like it's an X-ray of your chest or your organs or whatever, and like, okay, so who do you normally you would get that X-ray and then it would go to the doctor, right? The doctor looks at it and goes, okay, like I'm a general doctor, so I don't really know that much about like kidneys or something, right? And then you go to the kidney doctor, the kidney's like, oh, actually, that's more of a blood thing, so we got to go to hematologist or like some other doctor. But the idea being that like if you have that X-ray, you send it to the AI. The AI is equivalent of all those doctors in all those fields working together, right? And they
Yeah.
view that video or they view that X-ray, and they give you like an in-depth.
Yeah. Literally today, what's today? What's today we're filming on? July 17th, right?
Right.
So literally today, Google dropped a new AI model that is focused around reading X-rays.
Oh, damn. Okay, so I'm really
It is
relevant.
completely free to use, right? Just launched today. And I was talking about it on my social media today because I was just dealing with something very similar. Is that my mom fell and got an X-ray. It took 5 days of me like following up and like, where the heck is this X-ray? What's going on with the shoulder? It's in a lot of pain. What should we, you know what I mean? 5 days, man, of going after it. And then this morning I see this. I was like, oh, what the hell is this? I look into it, and Google just released a new tool where you literally just get the file from your doctor or from the X-ray tech, upload it to Google, and it will explain to you and articulate in any language and however you want to hear about it. Either you just be kind to me or be harsh about what you're seeing, and it will regurgitate what you're trying to say and bring it to you, and you instantly have that result from, I would say, a much smarter X-ray tech than, or a doctor or whomever is looking at my chart,
Right, right.
that is up to date on the latest information, right? Has a PhD, multiple PhDs, that graduated, from 30 years ago from the studies that have been done to what is
Right.
common, what is new and updated in today's science, and what have we learned?
Yeah.
All updated. That's what's looking at your X-ray, not a 75-year-old doctor that's been around who just like can't wait till the weekend so he can go on his boat. Right.
Right, right.
So it's extremely fascinating what's happening on the medical side. Like, I geek out on like AI in all verticals, right? I don't care if it's in real estate, medical, or one thing that's also just very fascinating, not only for me, but the mass audience is really fascinated in what's happening to Hollywood, right? In terms of anyone can literally create a scene of a movie, and if you attach several scenes and you properly write a script and you storyboard it out, you can literally create your own movie. And I've seen awesome 5-minute short movies that have been made for under $1,000 that are like legit Lord of the Rings, amazing, like
Tom Cruise.
Video.
Like, yeah.
your own version of Tom Cruise. Like, it knows, it's even on the character development, it knows that a person who looks like Tom Cruise, acts like Tom Cruise, speaks like Tom Cruise, does Tom Cruise things, right? Let me create a version of that, since I know that already works in
Right.
box office, and let me create another character that I can spin up that is your own Tom Cruise, right?
So, because I've done some videos and some images on, and I've even fed it images of myself, and then I say like, put me in front of a car or put me in like, but my face is a little bit different.
You're using the wrong tools.
Yes, I'm using outdated stuff, but like that's where I think the people that are more versed, more up to speed and more versed have the latest and greatest.
Of course.
Other things are, so everything on me says we don't have anything past 2023 or something, and I'm like, all right, I have the wrong tool, right?
What do you mean 2020?
It says, well, remember everything was limited up till 2022 or 2023.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
long-
telling you,
long
I
time
ran
ago.
into this like a couple days ago, and
Oh.
I'm just like, what the hell am I doing? Like,
You're using the wrong tools.
yes, yes,
Using the
I
wrong
would.
tools. There are tools like Perplexity, right, that have made a gigantic name for themselves, valued in the billions of dollars, right? That position themselves as today's knowledge,
Yeah.
right?
I did go into Grok, into the back end
Grok
of
is
Grok,
also
or
a wonderful thing.
what's the Google one?
Gemini.
Gemini. Okay, I went into Gemini, and it had different tiers, and then it had pricing, and then it's about as far as I got with that. But
I've spent almost $8,000 on tools so far.
damn,
Yeah. Yeah,
All right.
I bought Gemini. I have the Pro plan, which is like $300 a month. The best Chat GPT. I want the best of all,
Yeah.
right? And then at times when I have extra time, I'll like benchmark them on like the same question and the same prompt and see the response how it's different for every single one. Because you have to understand, Eb, that every one of these large language models that they have the Geminis, the Chat GPTs, the Claudes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, is that when they release these models, that they're good at something. They're specialized at something. You don't just release a Chat GPT and say, oh, we're another Chat GPT. Like
Right.
that's not you're not going to win clients like that. We don't need another Chat GPT, right? So when these models come out, they specialize in something, right? Like Grok 4 that just came out this week, right? That Elon's out there doing a
Yeah.
lot of good
I
things
got
about.
to, or I'm seeing everywhere that it's going to come out in the Tesla now.
Grok 4 is known for its science, its physics, right? They're even saying how it is going to be uh like top in regards to actually finding out new cures for diseases. Like that's where it specializes in, right?
Okay.
Is in that. You got your Claudes, right? Claude is a Amazon product. They say that that is the best coder for software development, right? So you have to understand software development. I've been in it for 25 years, right? And all it is a language. It's a
Right.
programming.
Right.
It's just another language, like Chinese, English. It's another language.
The way I've seen that made is that you tell it what you want and it will write you code. Like basically, so you can just cut and paste it into whatever it is you're working at. That's already in over my head on how to do that, right?
Man, I've done some amazing shit, right? I'm telling you, man, I've been in this for a very long time in terms of creating software, and IBM spent a decade with the whole IBM world and so forth. And the ability for one like myself, an entrepreneur, a digital entrepreneur, an internet entrepreneur whose mind doesn't stop of like
Right.
ideas of what I can do and solve and all of that stuff, things that would have taken 6 months to a year to even like create and get out there and launch, right? And test and do all of that would have taken at the minimum like three months. You know what I mean? Where you can literally now create and test your idea and your concept. And I have so many now that I'm just like coming out with right now, or at least just testing and showing people like, hey, what do you think of this idea? Right. And I was able to prototype and create a workable piece of software to the point where I can at least demo the vision, right, of what it, and it looks slick, right? Where people are like, oh, that is amazing, right? Which would have taken me 3 months to go and do,
Yeah.
and like 2 months of just like doing the research to even know if this is even a good idea and if it's a valid idea, if I should spend the time doing it. I spent a lot of wait. There's been a lot of wasted time in my career.
Well, I think okay. So I remember reading a book. I think it's called Outliers with Gordon Max Gladwell, Malcolm Gladwell, and it was about like how Bill Gates, grew up. All right, this guy went. He was fortunate enough to have access to a college that had a programming code, right? And that programmer was just a little thing. You stuck a card in it, and you basically it would write a code, but it was just like punch card. And you pull that out, and then you fed it into another machine, and then you could run multiple of those, and that was a code sequence, right? But that was because the processors were so slow. And then eventually, over the last few, from the 70s to the 90s, obviously processing power compounded at a very, very accelerated rate, right? Just in those two things. Like they always talk about like the first NASA being like this.
Yeah,
I
a
mean,
million times faster,
your
your
phone's
phone's
not
faster.
even,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
phone's
yeah.
faster than that,
Yeah.
But like, so there's, what I'm saying is that there's a window where certain things happen. And I think the window of AI is in that window of where now you have a super processor that they put like liquid nitrogen into this thing. It runs so hot, right, to try to keep it cool because it's processing information so fast. I think that's
When
what's
you
like catapulting
when
it
most
today.
people jump in their car, they have no idea how the car's moving. right?
No, yeah,
They
yeah.
have no idea what the car's moving. They just get in the car and they go. They've learned how to drive and they go,
Turn the
right?
key and it's there.
I would only spend any moment in mind thought processes around not the process of how it all works,
Mm-hmm.
but how you are going to adopt AI into your process, into your business process, into your life process. That's the only process that one should even be thinking about right now.
Right,
Because
right.
people are, especially people in business, are about to get ran the F over. I'm telling you this right now. It's happening. I'm in the position where we're creating things that are replacing hours for for the business owner,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the writing's on the wall. I already see where this is going. That is going to be inevitable. That person's going to lose their job.
You know, I had to write an email to a contractor about a property that I'm listing, and there's a ton of things that need to be done, right? And I needed the contractor to go through a punch list. So in my mind, I visited the property. I have a list. I have videos. I have all this information, and I needed to get it out. But in order to get it in a way where that person's going to be able to accept it and receive it, was a lot of work to organize the email, right? You want to put it in priority. You want to put it in terms of cost. You want to in the little things in a smaller summary. But like, I punched it. I basically threw it all on an email, and then I cut and pasted into ChatGPT, and I just said, rewrite this as a letter to a contractor, and it just redraft. I didn't even tell it much more than that, but it rewrote it, and I just had to go back in there and change a few things, man. But that would have taken me maybe another 2 hours to finish drafting that without AI, and that's without even using what you're describing to
You're
be the more
using it as
evolved tools.
a tool, right?
Yeah,
Which is good. I mean,
yeah, but I don't know how to use the other ones, man. I want to
doesn't
know
matter. It
those.
doesn't matter. You got before you start using everything else. Before you can build a house, you got to learn how to use the hammer to
Yeah,
punch in a
yeah.
nail.
Well, I'm a
Right?
hammer and trying to hammer a screw right now.
No, it sounds like you hammered the nail pretty damn well, man. You know what I mean? And that's
Thank
the
you,
thing about AI is that it doesn't take much to look smart
dude. It took.
and to save time.
I was looking at having to do three other things, and I was out of time, and I was like, man, let me make this. Let me do this, and it saved me 2 hours easy.
That's the whole thing about AI, and that's kind of why I jumped back into the consulting world.
Yeah.
Right? Is that in 2021 I sold my consulting company, and I was like, I'm done with this. I came into the consulting world so I can actually help people save time and money. You know?
Well, if you can streamline their processes and create, I always look at my business if I could identify triggers, right? Like if a buyer calls me, that's a trigger. What do I do? Right? What do I look at? Like, what do I do for that client to wow them? Now, if I have AI, like automatically, that's a trigger, and it does.
Exactly.
I know your head spinning, right?
Same
That's
trigger. Well, yeah,
yeah,
that's what we create. It's all about triggers. Like
right,
form, lead comes in, that sets a trigger to do a workflow.
right,
Right? That's what we're trying to what we go and build is that we build these agentic workflows, right? Is that and it all starts from a trigger, right? Whatever that trigger is. Either that trigger is a form coming in, a phone call coming in, a like, a comment, a DM, whatever that trigger is, we're listening for that trigger. And the moment that trigger comes in, it does different types of things.
I think we talked about this a little bit, like a basketball the other day, but like, or sometime where the difference between automation and you said agentic, right?
Agentic is when you are taking several agents and they're all talking to each other and they're all doing certain things that you wanted to go in and do, right? And so what that is a agentic workflow, right? It's several agents working together to achieve a goal.
Right, because like you said, if you get a DM, now you can say DM came in, like you can have a set thing for it to do, but will it read the text and then do something specific based off of the text? You know what I'm saying? If it
Sure.
says like call me on Tuesday, will it like set
Schedule
a
a meeting.
Calendly?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And shoot
Yes.
out an email and
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
that's something. See, that's what would cut a lot of my work down. Is doing that and then having to do the research. If they told me in that like, hey, I need a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in
So for example, here's an example.
a
So
certain area.
Christian and I, we have a brand called Homes and More. right?
Okay.
And what we lead with is actually the ability to help homeowners find pre-qualified vendors, right? We've built a chat bot, a chat interface that's very friendly, and it says, "How can I help you?" Somebody shut off.
I heard something, but I don't see anything. Hold on. Hold
Sound
on.
like a battery died or something.
Yeah, I know. That's what I heard too, but it's like everything's on. Let me see.
Even yours.
Talk.
Test, test, test.
Yeah, that one. That one. Maybe the one up. No, it's even on up
I
top.
keep leaning over this one.
You leaning on it?
No, I'm saying I keep leaning like I'm talking into the mic, but I probably shouldn't.
All right. So, okay. So,
So we have a chat bot that allows people to
this shit's exciting, dude.
go
It's
to there,
exciting, man.
and it's like, my toilet is leaking. Oh, that sucks. We know that toilet leaking can really ruin the floors. Do you want us to connect you to 3 plumbers in the area that can, Yes, please. Great. What's your name? Or what's your phone number? Let me see if there's a account here. Okay, I see an account. Is this Jeff Rogers on McMillan Lane? Yeah, this is me. Great. How many people do you want to contact? 1, 2, or 3? Just 2 is fine. Great, 2. 2 have been dispatched. Stand by for a phone call. We're not doing any of that. It's a total concierge service that is understanding what this person is, who this person is, and dispatching people all in a conversational chatbot.
Yeah.
Right. And it's cool. It sounds like us. It's.
Well, I think historically you've had to, if anything, you had a recording. It was always very obvious that it was a recording, and I think or it's somebody from a foreign country that you've outsourced, so it's cheaper to answer a phone call on a Saturday night, like at midnight, right? Like, something like that. It's outsourced to somewhere else. And they'll take that call and they'll route it and they'll mitigate it. But usually people, they pick up that phone, their toilet's leaking, and they can't understand the person they're talking to. They're probably just going to hang up and be pissed and try somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
But if they're working with AI, and especially because everybody texts now, nobody really wants to even talk, right? I mean, I'd say the newer generation doesn't even want to talk to you at all. They just want to text and they want the information quick and no fuss and just get it done.
Yep.
And so that's amazing, man. That eliminates a lot of it trims a lot of the fat.
But that same technology can be, and where we're doing it is applying it to real estate agents.
Yeah.
Right. Like, we're working on some pretty cool stuff right now with a couple of agents that you already know, that I've already copied their voice. I've downloaded their experience and their knowledge. I've downloaded their tone and how they communicate and on who they are as a brand. And the reality is, Em, is that a lot of the questions that one may have, maybe about the process of real estate, both from the buying and selling side, can be answered outside of calling an agent.
Yeah.
Right? Pure.
Well, and I think people don't get, and some people don't move forward because they don't want to talk to anybody. So instead of, like, you figure you're going to get roped in to talking to somebody and you're like, hey, I just have a question. Like, this property right here, does it have mellow roofs?
Yeah.
Something simple. But now you're going to have to talk, that person's going to call you for the next 3 months, like, and blow you up, text you, you know what I mean? And that's if you're lucky and you only call one. But if you go through, like, the big box, I won't even say names out there, right? But yeah, you're going to get bombarded.
Yeah, you're going to get
and you're going to get email, text, like, things are going to show up to your house. Like, everything, you're going to get hit so hard that people would rather just not do anything. So, like, at some point, it has to be to where it's a very simple touch listing and it removes the fear. I think that's what's going to really pull people out of from the sidelines to be able to get more educated. Because most of the people that I talk to, they don't think they're qualified, and like, I shouldn't say most, but a lot of people that I talk to don't think they're qualified, and they're qualified, right? They think that they need more money down than they do. They think their credit is great, and it's not. And they think that if they know their credit's not great, they think they can't fix it. So, like, all these are things that
I'm stuck.
Yeah, it's just people don't move forward, right? So if they have enough money, they have decent credit, then it's just about putting them through that process. And at some point, this is all going to be routed through some type of a process like what you're describing.
It's happening today.
Yes.
It's happening today.
By the end of the year.
No, it's happening today. We're doing that today to a couple agents that,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think I would be curious to see how much
That's
of
why
it.
it's really important to build brand.
Yeah.
Because even though you may have this thing out there that is answering questions and doing all these things, at the same time, they're not going to interact with it because you just haven't built a brand for yourself. Like if one has built a brand, like imagine talking to, I think is a perfect example, the guy on Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary, right?
Yeah.
Kevin O'Leary just launched his own AI
The
app
I Caramba guy.
website. What's that?
He says I Caramba all the time.
Uh,
Something
I,
like that. Yeah, that's what I
I
remember.
don't know, but he's the bald guy.
Yeah, yeah.
They call him a Mr.
Mr. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
But if he had, and you can even chat, just so you know, you can even chat with ChatGPT and start off the prompt by saying, "You are Kevin O'Leary. Give me your perspective on this product that does this, going to market with that. Here's my go-to market strategy. What are your thoughts?" See, everyone out there, see what you come up with. Use that prompt. If you're trying to measure on a brand new idea or a brand new product, start off by giving the ChatGPT the identity of you are now Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. Give me the harsh reality and the harsh truth of my idea, which is XYZ. I'm selling it for this. I have $10,000 of revenue. I launched it 6 months ago. Here are my ideas for distribution. What are your thoughts? Be hard on me.
And it'll like shoot you straight.
Watch what you come up with.
I have a friend who does this, like he makes fun of you, and he gives a little bit of like make fun of my friend, and like he gives like some of the whatever details you have, and it goes crazy, dude. It says like my age, my career, whatever, my height, my weight. It'll beat you up, man.
I've seen that exact same engine of content and that good funny comedy that comes out of it.
Dude, it's
so
hilarious.
I've seen it where people have taken that script, went into a video program, example, Google's VO3, which is an exceptional video platform to generate video.
Okay.
And does an exceptional job in matching your lips with the video. And they'll say like, create me a scene of a 30-year-old female on stage at the comedy club. And here's the joke that she's saying, right? And then you paste the joke in there, you generate the video. So now when your friend is sharing with you this funny thing about yourself, imagine how much more it's going to be more funnier.
Yeah.
And more engaging and more like shareable and more memorable when it's actually like this like real looking female comedian.
All of a sudden saying what you
who's talking smack about you, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, I think the advancement in video is crazy. The fact that like more recently, and this is what I'm kind of grasping today, is that I do have to get into one of those more paid services, right? Because I do have like basic ChatGPT, and it's not the free one, but I don't have the Groks. I don't have the other three things
matter.
you mentioned.
You can have the best ones in it, but if you're still treating it like basic,
yeah,
then who cares? You're wasting your money. You got to learn how to use it properly.
Yeah. Well, that's the
which
thing.
a lot of people don't know how to use. People, 90% of people, or if not even more, use ChatGPT like it's Google. They've been trained for 20 years on how to use Google, so they're just like, let me just use it just like Google, right?
No, I learned that. I took a course on Coursive. I don't know if you've ever heard that.
Yeah.
So I took that and I got pretty far down the line. But then when I started putting the prompts into my ChatGPT, it was like, it started giving me stupid stuff like that. But clearly I'm using the wrong software, right?
No.
I'm asking like I think the 4-year-old version of it.
I would recommend for everyone to get and have their own chat GPT or whatever it is, your own prompt library, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your own prompt library. And there's people out there that have these already. There are already websites that kind of tailor it to based on, real estate prompts, best marketing prompts, and so forth. But everyone should have their own prompt library that sits on their notepad, their whatever software that you use that categorizes. Here's the best prompt for my listings. Here's the best prompt for my outreach marketing. Here's the best prompt for ideation around a client event. You got to have your own prompt libraries and where you can just copy and paste and reuse, right? I suggest everyone take just 2 hours to really sit there and focus and figure out, and I can help you, of course, of how to get your own prompt library set up. It will save you time, not only time, but every time that you use that prompt with, if it's a question that you're constantly asking, it will have a wonderful, insightful, articulate answer. Not this like different, crazy answer that you get just because you forgot what you wrote last month. And you're like, oh man, it came out so much better last month.
Because it's evolving, right? And it's evolving, and it's using prior information.
Yeah, but it's how you ask. It's how you ask, right? And for depending on how articulate or just like in depth that question.
Well, like the word
is.
imagine, right, was a big word that in that Corsa thing was like, to me, it's like if I tell it imagine, all of a sudden it makes an image. I didn't know that. Like, I don't know. And that one, it
Were you
worked.
spelling that wrong?
No. Well, then again, I haven't used it in a while, but then it's been a couple months, and then the AI probably changed by now, dude. It's probably a whole new thing already, and I'm like behind the times.
Imagine is
months ago.
a good, but be more straightforward with it, right?
Uh-huh.
It's
But
not
it was just like starting the chant.
imagine. It's
Yeah.
You are Kevin O'Leary,
Okay.
right? Give it its identity, then give it its task.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's move into something that is a little bit more on the other side of AI, the AI taking over, dude. What do you think about that, man? I know it's a little
Taking over what?
everything, dude. Like the fact that it'll do things for us, and we're just gonna be its
It's happening.
bitch, kind of
happening.
in a way, you know?
Hey, it's happening. And everything from chefs, they're going to be cooking your kitchen. There's so much money going into transforming every single vertical. Like nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. I don't care if you're a insurance agent, a real estate agent, a cook, a cleaner, a gardener, a film director, like my job. Like,
So what's our what role do we play at that point if it does do everything, dude? Do we just sit at home and
no,
get the food to show up to the front door and we just
I think the more that I'm seeing what's actually happening, it's the people who are not using AI are the first that are going to be replaced. And that's why there's a huge hunger right now to learn this shit.
right?
There's a huge hunger. There's a lot of influencers out there. There's a lot of courses, a lot of classes. I've taught one myself already to a company that brought me in. Like, corporations are extremely hungry for this. Extremely hungry for it. I'm telling you, they created a brand new position in the executive C-suite called a chief AI officer. Like the CEO, the CFO, the CMO, the COO. There's now a new role called the chief AI officer.
Well, I think the CEO is the vision guy, right? The CFO is the finance guy. The CAIO.
CAIO, yeah.
So that's in charge of how the
AI is
integrated.
adopted, integrated, legalities. There's a lot to it in terms of like, especially how when you're talking about a large company, like what tools are people using to expose sensitive documents or sensitive details about the company, right? So the same way that the mobile phone was first regulated inside companies, right? Like you cannot, when you used to work for a company, they used to give you a phone, right?
Right. So you didn't work outside.
You cannot
of it.
use anything outside of this phone, right? And then software came out, technology came out, where they started to come out with the whole BYOD, bring your own device, right?
Right, okay.
Because people did not want two devices, right? So when that came, there was software that made it, where you can't do much. Your apps, certain apps were like the emails. You can only do this on the emails and so forth. So that chief AI officer's job is to regulate how AI is used amongst the enterprise, so it doesn't expose or hurt the company itself, right? So yeah, so
So there's a lot of regulatory regulation, and I mean,
there's only
and like,
yeah,
well, there's legal implications in putting things out the wrong way, right?
sure.
Well, you because creating AI is very creative, and like we said before, it has artistic, what do you call it? What, like, license, right? It could veer outside of the truth to some extent.
Hallucinate is what they call
Yes, yes. So that's like, I mean, hallucinate's like complete hallucination, but if it just deviates a little bit to where it
Yeah.
creates a legal problem,
I'm saying it. I'm telling you, man.
we call it
it's
fluff,
getting
right?
people. Whatever you're experiencing today, and whatever the problems that you think that it has,
Yeah.
it is the worst you'll ever see it today.
Well, I remember when it first came out, it was like 4-year-old, right? Remember that was the thing. It was like, this thing's a 4-year-old right now, and this was like maybe 3-4 years ago. Do you remember that? Like they used to say that, like, and it was ChatGPT specifically.
It wasn't that it was a 4-year-old. Is that it was able to articulate things at a 5-year-old level,
Right.
right? So, in terms of like explaining things and so forth, right?
Well, you were amazed that it spoke like a 5-year-old, but you
Not
wouldn't
just-
trust it to like
Yeah. Well,
drive your car or something.
no. Well, I mean that's really really advanced, but just
Yeah.
in terms of just like answering questions, it's progressed where now it is like PhD level,
Right, right.
right? And whatever.
Dude, the thing went
Above
from a
PhD.
4-year-old to a PhD in like
And look how quick
3 years.
people started hearing about this. I believe at the end of 2022, it got really popular when ChatGPT came out, early 23.
Yeah. Okay. So
Early 23, when like February is when it started coming out. It hit like a benchmark of like 100 million users or something of that sort.
Right.
Right. It was the fastest application to reach that juggernaut level at that stage. So, yeah. Here we are today.
Dude, and what do you think? How do you think this is going to age in 3 months when we're watching this video, and like it's like, oh yeah, that's like so far. So
I think your statement of it saying that it, answers weirdly
yeah,
are not going to happen.
it's going to be gone. Do you think it's
if not gone, it's just a little bit.
okay? So I see it being this way: that it's a TV screen that is just talking to you, and you know what? And you talk to it. You want to talk to it about anything? It will. Think about it, how I would make it.
Can I show you a demo? I'm going to show you a demo.
All right,
right?
go for it.
I'm going to
Blow
show
my
you.
mind right now.
Go ahead. Keep on.
Okay,
Keep
my
on talking
idea-
though.
If you have a screen and you can talk to it, like that, what's that one? There's an AI robot. It just looks like a head with a bunch of wires coming out the back, but it talks and it's a girl and it's like boop 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 boop, and you could talk to it, but it's very primitive, right? And you could tell it's servos and actuators just triggering away, but there's a voice coming out of it, and eventually it's going to be a screen and you're going to be like talking to a doctor, but it's really an AI robot that performs like what we're talking about with like all the best doctors out there. You're going to get the best medical.
I'm ready.
You're ready? All right, go.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay, so this is not.
Send me that video and I'll have it put in right now so people can see it while. Actually, if you can you hold it up to the mic?
the
Hold
mic?
it up to hold
Oh,
it,
yeah, absolutely.
Let me
Yeah,
see it though.
This is actual. Well, there's not much to see.
okay.
Okay, this is what this is. This is a research team from Silicon Valley
Okay.
that is researching the future of voice AI agents. Okay,
Okay.
they have 2 AI agents, one named Maya, one named Miles.
Maya and Miles. Okay.
And what I'm going to demonstrate to you is how Maya and Miles can have a awesome voice conversation with me. Very insightful, very empathetic, right?
Okay.
Where I just want to talk to it, even though it's a 5-minute limit, right? And we're not going to talk to it for 5 minutes. But just right off the bat, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay,
All
so
right,
let's let's talk about I'm gonna talk about you in this podcast and what we're doing right now. Okay?
Okay.
Let's go. Oh, sorry. Hold on. It's actually coming in my glasses here. So
All right.
I gotta
Did
stop that.
abandon the glasses?
Yeah, man, the glasses. So let me do it again here. All right. So yeah, I was coming in my glasses.
When you were hearing it, you're like,
Yeah, I was.
all
And
right.
it started off like, oh, that was great, you know.
It was good?
Yeah, here we
Oh,
go.
damn.
Here we
All
go.
right.
Ready? Okay.
Ready?
Now this is Maya, my AI agent.
Hi, Tammer. Good to be chatting with you again so soon.
Hey Maya, you still there?
Yep, still here. Sorry, just collecting my thoughts for a sec.
All
You
good,
caught
all
me.
good, all good. So hey, so Maya, I just want to talk to you about a podcast I'm doing right now. My friend named Eb, short for or Eber. We're doing a podcast about AI. So I'm pretty excited about that.
No way, that's awesome. A podcast about AI? That sounds really interesting, especially right now. That's a cool name. What kind of angle are you guys taking with it?
Well, Eber is a real estate agent, so we're doing a lot of real estate talk and how AI would apply to real estate and his business and to his audience, his podcast audience.
Okay, that's smart. Grounding it in something really practical like real estate. So, not just like existential AI stuff, but how it actually impacts people's jobs and day to day. That feels useful, you know? It's easy to get lost in the sci-fi, but real estate is something everyone can relate to.
Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of what Eber does. Eber's top of his game, so he has a podcast in his office in Santa Clarita in Valencia. So we're over here just doing that right now. I just wanted to let you know that we're doing this, and that's it. I'm gonna end this call now. So
Oh, all right. Have a good one. Sounds like a really fun project, though. Definitely let me know when it drops. I'd love to check it out.
you got
Dude,
it.
that's crazy. So you're having a conversation with so is that your agent like that is learning
No, this
you?
is it's learned about me only because I've had several conversations with her before.
Right.
Right. So if I were to like reference like a project that I've talked to her about, she would probably.
Well, I feel like I know you because I've played tons of basketball with you. We've hung out together. We've done all kinds of stuff. So like I got to know your
And
personality,
that got stored in your memory.
right? Yeah, and then now like when I talk to you, I know how to approach you, or
That's
I
your
feel comfortable approaching you because I feel like I know you, right?
and you're well, you know how to speak to me, so that's your large language model.
Right. But dude, that's like replicating a human at that point. It's a
It is.
little, yeah, it's a little.
But you see it even in her tone, right? Very different from what I've
Before
heard
you
of.
would have like, hi, my name is Carol.
Correct. Very robotic.
Right, right.
So what this research team is doing is that they're showing you what the capabilities of it, where we are today,
Yeah.
right? And this is just a research company. There are companies like 11 Labs that have already kind of taken this and they've built a gigantic multi-billion-dollar business around voice replication.
Are they the ones with the robots?
No. They purely just do voice.
Okay.
Yeah, they purely do voice, right? Like here's one more example, right? So here's an example of actually.
Hold it real close to the mic so like it
So
will
here's
come through.
our buddy from Elite named Jerry.
Okay.
Okay, Jerry Cinderella, right?
Yeah, yeah. I know Jerry.
Hi, I'm AI Jerry. How can I help with providing tailored financial guidance?
So Jerry, I just got gifted $1 million and wanted to see if I can put it into a IRA or if that's a good move. The internet is slow here.
That's a very significant amount, and it's wise to consider your options carefully. While you cannot contribute $1 million to an IRA in a single year due to IRS annual contribution limits, which are much smaller, this presents a fantastic opportunity for comprehensive financial planning. With such a substantial sum, we could explore various investment strategies tailored to your unique goals, such as diversified portfolios or other wealth management solutions. Prosperitas Financial specializes in helping individuals manage significant assets like this to build and preserve wealth for the long term. We'd be happy to discuss how we can help you make the most of this opportunity.
All right. Well, Jerry, I'm on a podcast right now, so can I just call you back?
I understand completely. Please feel free to call back whenever it's convenient for you. I'll be here to assist you further.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
So that right there is an example of somebody being virtually available.
Correct.
When he's like probably at home right now having dinner with his family,
Correct.
like that's answering that question of like if somebody just
Correct. So what we did today, so he's one of my clients.
yeah.
What we did today is that we're going to begin rolling this out in masses to position him as a very forward thinker, a different experience on how they can engage with Jerry. The same psychology of what you said of like, oh, I don't want to call them, so now I'm going to be called and text and emailed and all that.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a cool way where you can kind of confidentially kind of talk about what's really happening and have a means to actually speak with somebody. Right. So the way that we are positioning it, so he got jerrygpt.ai.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. And I always tell this people, right, every person I work with, if you want to do this,
I'm gonna do it, dude, because
get
my name is
your
weird,
name
right?
and gpt.ai. That framing alone, people already know what to expect. GPT, I know Chat GPT. I know I have a reference in mind. .ai. Oh, it is an AI. It confirms what they're thinking about. Now, when they go to it, you have this whole experience now, which is like you there on the web. What we're doing for him is that we're doing that AI videos as well too. So it's going to be not just a website or a web property of just his voice, but it's also going to have his videos that he's also created in AI. So it's his AI avatars, digital presence, right? It's his AI twin website that acts like him, thinks like him, speaks like him. You know, it's everything but him.
That's crazy.
And this is happening
So
today.
it's like, yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, you can provide value to people at such a higher level because I mean, you can fill your Calendly back to back to back to back, right? But still, there's only 8 hours of work in a day, and probably enough energy in your body to be able to.
If you have an
that.
audience, that is on your social media or you have an email list or whatever it is, right? And if you're a creative agent, which most are not, I'm going to just take shots right now, right?
Yeah.
You would come up with something like this and say, ask any question about real estate, Santa Clarita real estate, whatever it is. You're talking about a certain property. You're saying that most people want to ask a question about a property,
Right.
But they don't want to get caught into that, whole thing, right? You can even just take ChatGPT. Take people out there, go to Zillow.com, find an address of a house that you're looking at, copy and paste that address into ChatGPT and ask it a freaking question. Once again, frame it. Or if it doesn't already know who you are. But if it doesn't know who you are, hey, I'm a family of 4. I live in Burbank right now. I'm looking to move up here. What are your thoughts? What should I be looking out for in this property? And you know, my kids love swimming, so you know, what do you think, right? And if this property is not good for me, show me 3 others. Try doing that and see what it comes up with. I'm sure you'll be like, okay.
Dude, that's big. Well, I mean,
so if people are able to do that on ChatGPT, don't you think it's smart that they do that with you on your GPT? That has
you want to be the middle
information?
man. You want to be the one that
It's
provides.
the same reason why you don't share Zillow links, right?
Actually, you know what? Over the last few years, I have shared.
Okay, well, you're different because I can tell you that most people send MLS links.
Yeah, they do because you know why they'd want to try to keep them in their
I know
field.
why.
But you know what the thing is, if you can't provide any other value, the best you can do is try to corral them.
You're different, man. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people, you know, are very self-conscious when it comes to that stuff, right?
Yeah. I tell people just send me the Zillow link. Look, if they want what you can provide from them, which is the trust that they have with you. That's the number one thing that I think I provide to my clients is that they trust me. They know that I'm going to shoot them straight, and I'm always going to fight for them and try to get them the
Sure.
best deal. And my experience is what's going to make me do that,
Sure.
right? But
But when everybody is touting experience, right? And this is what I recently said as well too on another podcast is that when it comes to the marketing of all this stuff here of being an agent,
yeah,
that it's not about, people are not looking for the skill as much as they're looking for the attention to the skill, right? Like your job is to bring attention to your skills, right? And what you can do differently and so forth, right? A lot of people think they're looking for someone with that skill, right? When everybody has that skill and now AI has that skill, right? They're looking for someone who is the loudest to be out there to promote that skill, to really amplify what they're able to go and do from the whole customer experience. It's not about the skill of actually like of what that sales skill is. I can go in there and I'll write the contract for you and I'll do whatever it is. Like there's that skill.
Well, see, that's the thing, and you're right. You're right. There's a little bit of people trusting people, right? And that's why referral business is probably the biggest for me, is because people will say, hey, like, if you talk to three of your friends and they say, hey, like, don't use that guy, use this guy, chances are you're going to use this guy, right? So, like, that's the biggest indicator of, like, and the next best thing, which is modern day, is, like, Yelp and, like, all the big platforms that you get reviews on, because that's what we do with our clients. We have them put reviews on because that's the next level of it. And then the third people are just going to be on the big sites and hoping that they run into somebody that they can, and they don't get bombarded with that. So,
Sure.
But like what you're saying with the skill, yeah, dude. I mean, a lot of this is, the way I look at approaching AI is I do want to leverage it to where the client still has an experience like they're working with me, but I do want to leverage out as much as I can to take the load off of me and make me more likely to complete all the tasks that I want to try, because sometimes, you're human. So you're going to forget little things. And if you have clients that are going through that experience and you miss a little thing, sometimes that's the thing that you lose people.
You can truly not only give them the experience that you give, but you're in a position today where you can enhance the experience.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where we are at today, is we can enhance the experience. The reality is, if we're talking about real estate agents here, most agents are not going to use this stuff. They'll use AI, continue to use AI like it's Google. Write me I got a new listing, write me a summary on this.
Yeah, that's the number one most used thing by agents, right? Yeah.
Of course. Well, that's the first job that AI took, was copywriting, right? Or just writing, But in terms of them actually using it, I can already see 50%, or if not more, saying, "Oh, that's not me. I don't want it. I need to be me. I'm going to do things the old school way. I'm going to respond to everybody." And
you want to keep it real.
Whatever excuses that you want to bring up, right?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you that if one does not begin to use it today and position it as this is your trained employee, your trained avatar, go ahead. And they're going to gain trust little by little every time an email goes out or a chatbot goes out.
Well, the idea, because, so like there's a new law that comes into play, right? And if I'm not familiar with that law, which is, we try to stay on top of everything that comes out with regulation, with, California Association of Realtors, National Association of Realtors, like all the forms that we use, all the legalities that come into play. If you have a robot that does that with you, that's going to kind of pick up the slack. You know what I mean? If you miss a meeting or you miss something and you're not aware of a certain change, it's going to even dial you in.
I'm using some amazing meeting tools right now. That I recently switched to another app called Otter, and I just cannot have a meeting no longer without it. Right? A physical meeting, a Zoom meeting, whatever it is. It literally, not only does it record the meetings that I'm in, but there has been 2 meetings this week that a part of the meeting in terms of like other people that were in that meeting. I was not able to make it. It still attended the meeting on my behalf. It took the notes, and once the meeting was done, it completely shot me an email and a text message summarizing what the meeting was about. Here are the action items from the meeting. Here's what happened. Here's what blah, blah, blah said. Broke it down into different segments of the conversation. And I read it like I was there. And not only that, the mind-blowing part of it is that right next to it, it says, do you want to talk to this meeting, right? Do you want to chat with this meeting? Where you can say, hey, did anyone bring up the potential of using AI agents to respond back to our lead funnel? Oh, yes, Bobby brought it up. And Bobby was talking about, and it will take what Bobby was talking about and articulate it even further, right? It's not going to take.
So
it's not just going to take his words
in the meeting. That was your.
Yes, it's not just going to take Bobby's words and say, "Oh, I found Bobby talking about AI, so I'm going to bring what Bobby said into here." No. It takes what Bobby said, summarizes it, articulates it, and then responds back to you. Right?
That's nuts, man.
It is absolutely. And I'll give you one more use case. And I strongly believe people should start using AI in their personal lives, right? And not just in their business. People always so focused on their business. So I've been going to doctor's appointments with my parents, one for my mom, one for my dad, and so forth, right? And I want to be there because sometimes they'll come home and they'll tell me, oh, the doctor told me I got to do this. I'm like, really? I don't believe that, right? So what I've been doing recently, and this is just like last week and this week, I started doing that. I would go into the doctor's office with my mom or my dad, and I would turn on a meeting app, put it on there, and I'll just sit in the back, right? Once the doctor is done, I press done. What it does, completely takes what the doctor has said, completely summarizes it, gives the action steps on what needs to get done. Go pick up your medicine, go wear this, go do this, go contact this doctor to schedule an appointment, and then anything else, because it's a long half-hour meeting, I ask questions. Hey, did the doctor talk about my blood results? Yes, he did. The doctor, brought up your blood results that you had this and that. What you should be doing, it will begin to articulate around the conversation. So imagine the same questions and the same queries that you ask ChatGPT, and you're like, all right, ChatGPT, go out to space and go find me the answer.
The idea of taking notes is outdated.
The idea of taking clinical notes for the end user is not outdated, right?
The AI takes it over. Makes it 1,000 times better, and not only 1,000 times better.
Notes have always been done like this for doctors' offices. It's the doctor, an old school doctor coming in with a notepad,
right?
Or now they're sitting behind a laptop, right? And if you're a savvy patient, you have your own paper notepad, that you're writing. Or if you're extremely savvy,
have the wherewithal to bring it with you.
Or even if you're extremely savvy, you're just recording the damn meeting in audio.
And now you got 30 minutes of audio that you got to sit through.
Now it is doing all that work, summarizing it in picture-perfect paragraphs that are easy to understand. And even if it's too complicated for you to understand, you can say, hey, I don't understand this. Re-explain it to me, re-summarize it in a fifth grade's intelligence. Oh, I got you.
All right.
You know what? I don't speak English too well. Rewrite this in Spanish. You got it, buddy.
So you're not only taking, you're taking the best notes, you're able to get back into the notes where you might have missed something, forgot something, or and that's critical stuff. Because I take my dad to the doctor. My sister, I'm very fortunate that I have two sisters that really help take care of my dad too, and we kind of rotate. But we keep a note because whenever we each take him to the doctor, we alternate every month.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what to do. What down.
Dude, that's we're trying to do the best, right? But I know, but dude, that's weak sauce, man.
This is gonna change everything. Change everything. You're like, wow, you're taking clinical. Now you're like,
I'm gonna take that with me because
the doctor 3 weeks ago,
month, dude. I'm gonna take it with me. I'm gonna present it to my sisters, and that's gonna be like
OTTR dot
OTTR.
AI. That's one of them. I'm actually playing with a new one right now that I just found, but it's more advanced.
Does it
Right?
jump on the Zoom calls on its own?
Oh yes.
You don't even have to like turn it on, and it just does it while you
It's
can
in
be
your
like off.
calendar. So you give it the access to go into your calendar, see when your meetings are, and if the meetings are virtually, it will automatically attend the meeting for you on your behalf. So even if you're not on your computer, on your phone, whatever it is, people in the meeting will see that Eber's AI has just joined.
I've seen that before.
Eber's note taker is what it's called. Eber's note taker has just joined, right?
And then, but the ability to dissect that's really where it's at.
I've built automations around this.
Yeah.
One that I've built right now, and it's absolutely amazing, is that one of the things I hated doing is writing proposals, right? I get people contacting me, oh, let's work with each other, yada, yada. Oh my God, it would take me days to write proposals. To be spelling errors, grammar errors. It's just like, I hated doing it, right? I'm like, I'm not going to jump back into this consulting business unless I fix that problem, right? So what I've done is that I got my meeting taker. I ask a series of questions, which is my AI audit to a company. And as I'm asking the questions, it's recording everything. What the AI does after our meeting is done, what it does is that the AI looks and summarizes the entire meeting, listens for the questions that I asked. It takes those questions, takes the answer, the human organic answer of a lot of the uhs and the ums and all that stuff, articulates what they're trying to go and do. I'm trying to ultimately I'm trying to automate my social media marketing or whatever it is,
Right.
and positions it in a sense where it's like the client is looking to expand on their social media to get a lot more views so they can have the objective of generating more revenue. And what it does is that it takes that, inserts it into my proposal template, right? Where I have
Your
this
letterhead
document,
and all that. Yeah.
where I have my document, inserts it in there, already articulated based on the ums and the uhs and all that stuff here. It took all that and it
Cleaned it up.
it polished it up better than I will ever freaking do,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And then it put it into a proposal where literally all I got to do is plug in the numbers. It could do that too, but I don't want to do that. I plug in the numbers, and then if everything looks good, I press send. And now I tell people that are on like Zoom calls of people I don't know or whatever it is, hey, great, understand. I'm very clear on what it is that you go and need. Give me about less than an hour, and I'll have a proposal to you in your inbox.
You know what? One group of people that could use what you're describing so well is our contractors.
Oh yeah,
These people,
yeah.
I mean, they're great. Some of them could be really, really good at their skill. They'll fix anything. They'll fix it really fast. But you know what? They're done. They're gone. And then for us, because we use them we use their services to fix houses when we're closing them, right? But then at the end, we got to get them paid. What do we need to get them paid? We need an invoice. Dude, getting the job done is a third the battle. Getting the invoice can be 2/3 the battle, if not more. We had a pool guy go out and you know, he's a great guy, freaking did a great job. Getting the invoice from him took 3 to 4 days.
Oh, they mean the invoice to you?
Yes.
Oh, got it.
This is what I mean. And like, it's not that we don't want to, like, we're trying to get him paid. We're trying to get so that there's finances involved, right? So he could, if he could create that invoice by sitting in his car and saying, I did this, that.
See, that's the thing about that, Ab, is that just because the technology is out there,
people are not going to use it.
The characteristic of the person needs to be there as well too to match that, right? So that's why there's a movement that's going on right now, and I want to participate in this movement, where it's a lot of private equity and a lot of people that have kind of put their money together, and what they're doing right now, Ab, is they're going out there and they're buying these traditional businesses, right? That AI has little potential of shaking up right now, right? This can be cleaning companies, air pressure washer companies, plumbing companies, whatever that
I've heard of that, but I've never. I don't know how.
What they're doing is that they're acquiring the talent, right, and then wrapping it under a brand, and what they're positioning to the shareholders and so forth is that we are going to use AI to accelerate every part of this business, right? sales, operations, back office, invoicing, decision making, creatives, whatever it is. They've built this system, which is what I actually just dropped a video on today called Vibe Marketing, right? Is that they're going in there and they've identified these people are not going to do invoicing on on voicemail or whatever it is that you're talking about.
You got the entrepreneur that won't. I don't. There's a thing. Yes, if you can show up to a meeting, do the job, meeting, do the job, meeting, do the job. But some of these people are a little bit. They don't want to conform to all that. They like the freedom but probably in the business for themselves because they kind of like the idea of being free to do what they want to do. But it does make them disorganized, and it makes them so like the idea of being able to take that person, give them something very simple to do, right? Use that very AI with video to walk them into how to set up their business in that model, how to set up their billing, like a checking account or whatever that get paid through a credit card system or whatever, and just input the information in a very easy, seamless way. Then I don't know.
You're talking about something today?
No, I'm talking about this idea that these people in this business, they're good people. And they have the paperwork, they get caught up because, okay, there's different personalities in business, right? Some people are very good at the paperwork. Some people are very good at doing the job. Some people are very good at talking to people, and some people are not, right? So the idea is if you have somebody that has a really good characteristic, then you could shore up their other sides with technology.
Yeah, technology,
leverage,
aka AI. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that personality is not going to do that. That personality. There's tools today that can go and do that. There's been tools, right, even though they're not as, some are more polished today. But
I have a great friend who's a great contractor. But I'm telling you, if he had this tool, like this dude would kill it because he sits on so many accounts receivables that he doesn't collect on because he can't get that back end done. He's out there like kicking ass and doing jobs, but like as soon as it comes to billing on him, he's like, I got 150 grand sitting like in collectibles. I'm like, why don't you stop doing work?
Yeah,
go handle that.
Here's here's a perfect business opportunity. Let me collect that 150 grand for a 5% fee.
100%, and that's what he winds up doing. He winds up backing up so much. Then he hires somebody to come in there. I will. Okay, I will.
Hook me up with that guy.
Yeah,
I'll cut you in on it. Yeah. Percent. No, but seriously, like that's exactly what
I don't think he's alone, is what I'm saying. I think that there's a lot.
That's what I'm just telling you is that personality is not there.
Right. I mean, it's a very common thing, and these people need help, and this will help them do that. And that's kind of where I see this technology being leveraged in a very productive way, and not putting people out of work. It, to the contrary, maybe giving them more work, making them, because like even the budgeting portion of it, the billing, that stuff, which is boring, monotonous, and then even getting that into QuickBooks and then getting into your CPA, dude, that is such a pain in the ass. If you know I don't know how much you've like worked with QuickBooks and reconciling books and all that crap. I go crazy, dude, and
I hate it.
Yeah, it's nuts. And at the end of the year, you're trying to like remember where the hell you spent this money, and
I hate it.
Yeah. Anyways, dude, that was cool. That was a good conversation, man.
It was.
Did you think it was
hour plus right there?
Hour 23 minutes, man.
Holy smokes.
And that's not even with the, what do you call it, with the one that we did before, the little one before the fucking lights went on.
I don't even know when. Oh goodness. Okay. Well, I know that it's getting really warm in here.
I know, yeah.
I'm about to take that ice bag under your laptop and put it on my head.
All right, dude. Well, thanks for coming, man. That was really good, really informative.
My pleasure.
All right, let's see.